Hi, I'm Jeff Hoyt, Editor-in-Chief of SeniorLiving.Org. While Americans are starting to receive the latest round of stimulus checks, there's a lot of misinformation going around about whether these checks could be taken from you by debt collectors or the government. Today I'll be speaking with attorney Eric Olsen, who will explain how you can protect your stimulus checks from being garnished. Eric is an expert in this topic, as he is the founder and executive director of the Helps nonprofit law firm, which serves senior citizens, veterans, and disabled persons struggling with debt. Based on his vast experience and knowledge, Eric will reveal why most seniors don't have to worry about their checks being taken from them, how in some states checks are fully protected, and how those at risk can protect their stimulus checks from being taken. Eric's words of wisdom will reassure seniors who owe private debt collectors, student loans, the IRS, or state-backed taxes. And finally, he'll explain how his nonprofit law firm could help you. As Eric is in Salem, Oregon, and I'm in Los Angeles, we will be conducting the interview online via Zoom. Hi, it's Jeff Hoyt, Editor-in-Chief of SeniorLiving.Org. And today we're speaking with Eric Olsen. Eric's an attorney, and he's the executive director of the Helps nonprofit law firm that helps seniors, disabled people, and veterans who are struggling with debt. Welcome, Eric.
Good to see you, Jeff.
Great to have you here. And the reason I wanted to talk to you today, it's all over the news. People are starting to get the stimulus checks from the government. We just signed into law, and already these checks are hitting bank accounts across the country. And that could really help out seniors who are having trouble with debt. But could they be garnished? Could a check be taken away from a senior who needs it the most?
Jeff, there's a lot of misinformation that's causing a lot of alarm for seniors on this topic. We're getting a lot of inquiries because of, one website I read today said, you may not even see your stimulus check, which isn't true. And I'll talk how the stimulus check is protected. First thing seniors need to know, or anyone, is no one can touch the stimulus check. It has to come to you, and it comes either in a check form in the mail or deposit in your bank account. It's not at risk if you haven't been sued. If no one has sued you and doesn't have a judgment, then no one can take that stimulus money from you.
So when you say sued, it's not just someone has filed a lawsuit against you for an unpaid debt, but they actually have to have prevailed in the case and gotten a judgment against you.
Exactly. They have to have a judgment. If you've been sued and it hasn't got a judgment yet, no, they can't take the money.
So even if you were sued and had a judgment against you, is it still possible you could keep creditors from taking some or all of your stimulus check away?
Yes. First, there are certain states that have executive orders in effect that prevent debt collectors from garnishing this money. The stimulus check is deposited into your bank account normally, okay? And if they have a judgment, then they could try to get the money out of your bank account. They'd have to know where you bank, which is difficult to know. They have to file a writ of garnishment. But if you're a senior and you receive Social Security, there's a federal rule that protects twice the amount of your federal benefit. So if you get Social Security, you get VA benefit, you get a VA pension or a federal pension. Let's say you get Social Security of $1,500 a month. That federal rule provides that $3,000 in your checking account that comes $3,000, twice the amount of your monthly Social Security, that sum of money is protected automatically from garnishment, no matter what monies are in the account at the time of the garnishment. So if a senior was really worried about being garnished and they got $1,500 a month, as long as they kept, let's say, $1,600 in that account, not more than that, then when the stimulus money hits the bank account, it wouldn't go over $3,000. And if someone happened to garnish at that time, the federal banking rules tell the bank or the credit union, hey, this money's protected, you can't take it. So if they kept their money less than twice the amount of the federal benefit, less $1,400 to allow for that stimulus, then there's no way it could be garnished from them. It can't be taken.
So by the simple act of withdrawing some money from the bank account where your Social Security is deposited, you could be protecting your entire stimulus check, even if they do have a writ of judgment against you?
Exactly. So again, another example. Let's say a person only gets $1,000 in Social Security. Well, 1,000 times two is 2,000. As long as you kept less than $600 in the account, then when the stimulus check hits, you'd have 2,000. That'd be less than twice the amount of your federal benefit. Therefore, the bank would rip up the garnishment and throw it away. That money's protected.
Now, if there's a debt collector trying to collect a debt from a senior, are they going to tell them, hey, don't worry, if there's less than twice the amount of your Social Security, we can't take it?
No, they'll never say anything like that. No. They'll just try to intimidate you into trying to pay.
Well, I'm glad you're telling us that. So if you're a senior and you don't receive Social Security, but if you get a pension, what then?
Okay, that's good question. So if it's a pension from a federal source, okay, any type of federal benefit, twice the amount of the federal benefit is protected automatically by federal regulation. But let's say it's a pension from some Teamster pension or something like that, then that isn't automatically protected. So theoretically, if you lived in a state where there wasn't an executive order protecting that money, then it could be garnished. So in that, but there are not too many seniors are in that position. But if they were, they just watch for their account. As soon as it hits there, they need to pull it out. See, a garnishment in most states, it's a one-time thing. In other words, they file a garnishment and they look at the amount in the bank account at that very instant. It's not future. See, garnishment on wages is for like 60 days or for a time period, but a garnishment on a bank account is just, they take a snapshot picture at that moment, what's in the account, okay? So if you had money from another source, not a federal benefit, as long as you pull it out of there, then you're fine.
So if I got my $1,600 in stimulus check and then the day it hits my account or the day I deposit, I just take it out in cash and put it under the mattress, there's
Right.
no way a garnishment, no one could take that money from me.
No, they couldn't take it from you.
Well, it's very good to know.
We don't want them looking under your mattress.
Exactly.
They're not going to do that.
Good to know. So now it's always been surprising to me how many seniors still owe on student loans. So some people may have student loan debts in 5 figures, so even more than the $1,600. So could their stimulus be taken? Could the government say, hey, we're just going to take his stimulus check because he owes us more money than we're giving him?
No, it's not done. When people default on student loans, on public student loans, the collection attempts by the government is to garnish or set off 15% of a person's Social Security, or attempt to do that. So they don't garnish people's bank accounts for past due student loans, for public student loans. They don't do that. So the stimulus check would come into a bank account. They're not going to take it out. And they can't go directly to take the stimulus check. They can't do that. So no, there's not a problem if you have a past due student loan.
Well, that's also very reassuring. So if there's a senior who right now is having their Social Security garnished up to 15% every month, then that person would still be able to get and hold on to their entire stimulus check.
Exactly. And if someone who's listening to this is having that happen, they need to look at your other video at SeniorLiving.org that tells why that can be stopped.
So what if I owe back taxes to the IRS? The IRS is the ones who are putting the money in, as far as I know. So would they hang on to it if I owed more than a few dollars to the IRS?
No, they won't. The law specifically prohibits the government from taking the stimulus for money that's owed to the federal government. They can't take it for past child support. They can't take it for a student for past income taxes. No, it won't. They won't lose the money. Now, I guess it's theoretically possible if it gets deposited into a bank account that the IRS could garnish the bank account. I don't think that's going to be a real issue. If it happened, the person could call the IRS. IRS would probably automatically reverse that garnishment and release the money. But I don't think people need to worry about that.
Good to know. And what if I owe the taxes to the state instead of the IRS?
Okay, well, as we've explained before, Social Security, pension, disability, VA benefits, all that income is protected from state tax collectors. Okay, they can't take the money, and the same way that your bank account, twice the amount of your federal benefits that are deposited in your bank account, are protected from consumer creditors, judgment holders. It's also protected from state tax collectors. So no, the state tax collector can't get at your stimulus check, and as long as you keep it less than twice the amount of your federal benefit, less $1,400 when the stimulus check hit there, the state couldn't take any of that stimulus money.
So this is really good news because, as you said, there's a lot of misinformation out there. So what I'm hearing is that for 99% of the seniors who are going to watch this video, their stimulus check won't be able to be garnished. They won't be able to get it taken away. Some people live in states where they're protected by executive order. The ones who don't live in those states can actually take action to keep the balance of their bank account, if they're getting Social Security, to keep that balance below twice their monthly benefit. And therefore, that money can't be touched by state tax collectors, private debt collectors, or the IRS. Is that correct?
Exactly right. They probably won't get garnished anyway, but people worry about it. But if they're worried about it, if they do what we talked about in this video, it can't happen.
So you seem to know a lot about this topic, and with the Helps nonprofit law firm, what does Helps do to help seniors who are struggling with debt, and how can people reach out to you?
Well, okay, Helps is a 501c charitable organization. We're a law firm. What we do is we protect seniors from collector harassment. Lower income and seniors or seniors that receive Social Security or pension or disability, that income is protected by federal law. If they owe debt they can't afford to pay, when you have an attorney represent you, debt collectors have to leave you alone. And we represent seniors in all 50 states as their attorney to receive debt collector communication so they can live a life of peace. And then we also educate seniors how they can maintain their financial independence. So I'm really thankful that we can have the discussion to get the right information out there to the seniors so they don't worry about losing their stimulus check.
And how can people contact you?
We're all within the internet. Helps, HELPS, nonprofit law firm. Toll free is 855-HELPS-US or helps us. HELPS-US or helps us. And
the website?
www.helpsishere.org. HELPS with the S on the end of help is here, HERE.org.
Great. I really appreciate you taking the time. Hopefully some seniors will be sleeping better, getting this information. Thank you all for watching. If you like hearing this kind of information from Eric and other experts, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, Eric. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff.